Welcome, lovers. Welcome to Mystic Moons. Welcome to the very, very top of the mountains in the Northeast. The air is fresh and clean. The breeze strong. There's good points to living in the top of the mountain. And there's, the opposite too. The men are scarce out here for one thing. Well, people in general are scarce. It's just you, me, and the birds, the bears, the fishers, the coyotes, the wolves. Sometimes these nights are lonely and alone. Sometimes not. Sometimes you find yourself wishing, looking. And you wonder, my lips have not been gotten any action. And you feel you're wild in the woods. Wild. You get wild desires. It brings out the you, the animal or the beast or the mammal, whatever, real you. And you wonder, you get like really vibrant. You can feel your heartbeat, the wind on your skin, the trees rustling. Even now when no leaves are blowing, the branches are clashing. And you ask yourself, have you kissed? Have you been kissing a runner or a chaser? Yeah. Have you been with anyone who fits that category? Are you doing any kissing at all? There's lots of so-called studies about people are just not doing enough kissing lately. Enough kissing. And you have to ask yourself, why haven't they been doing a lot of kissing? Maybe it's because there's lots of runners out there, or maybe you've been kissing a chaser. You know the difference, right? It goes both ways. A woman could be kissing a chaser, or a man could be kissing a chaser. You don't know. You wonder, who is kissing whom? Who's desiring whom? Son. It's almost late at night. If you have any plans, you would have already put it in operation now, right? Of course. Even here up in the high mountains, Mystic Moons knows who's getting in. Well, not exactly, but I can feel the air is heavy. The air is pungent. The air is vibrating. You must be vibrating too if you're listening to Mystic Moons on this cold, cold night. It's going to be 5 degrees below zero. That's not the kind of night you want to spend alone. No. It's not the kind of night you want to spend alone at all. Hello? How are you? Are you been kissing a runner or a chaser? Bro. There are bros, there are sis. Now, bros and sis don't kiss each other, so you wouldn't be really kissing a chaser or a runner because your lips are probably sealed with a kiss or an unkiss. But anyway, you get the idea. When you're by yourself a lot, honestly, you think about your ideal person. What is your ideal person? Or you think about the last person you saw in the supermarket. Like when you've been in the store, how many men were kissable? You went down the aisle and looked. How many women were kissable? You went up and down the aisle and looked. Could you count them? Were you seeing that we were blown away? Then you went up and say, hi, how are you? Maybe you didn't. Maybe you wanted to. Romance is alive and romance is well. Romance is what makes everything special, special. But are you kissing? Have you involved with somebody and you just can't get enough? Or maybe you had enough or something like that. What kind of kisser are you? What kind of person you're involved with? Are you sure about your relationship? Even if the person just stepped out to go grab a pizza, you can ask yourself, what's going to happen tonight? What's going to happen with us? Is he going to stay? Is she going to stay? She could have gone out for pizza too. You know, it goes both ways, right? It goes both ways. So, are you asking yourself, are you with a runner or a chaser? Or you got the one? You got the one, or do you? Or you kind of still sway. You know, Valentine's Day is here. Look at this big red heart. And it's just ready to be filled with love and commitments. But if somebody doesn't want to give you a commitment, what do? Well, what's a sign of commitment? You know, what is a sign of commitment? A gift, a smile, a pledge, an I do, I shall, we will, we shall. It's, you know, sometimes everybody's all in for the relationship, and then when it comes time to commit, something goes fizzle. They get nervous. They get itchy feet. Did you ever look at the picture of somebody who got married years ago, and you could see the fear? The person looked like the legs were still shaking in the photograph. I looked at my brother-in-law's photograph, and my God, he looked petrified as he married my older sister. Petrified. I could hear, even in the still of the photograph, I could hear his knees shaking. They sound like, you know, an organ or something, or like, you know, some Congo beat or something like that, some island beat, you don't know, or maybe some Hindu prayer calls, something like that. So, have you or have you not? Somebody gotten cold feet? Have you gotten cold feet? Are you getting cold feet about the relationship? Or are you just waiting for what? Waiting for the next person you see to catch your eye and you're going to hop? Or have you decided this is it? I'm with this person and we're going to do it. We're going to like go the whole 9 yards, 10 yards. We're going to the goalpost. We're getting it. We're staying together. Or maybe you get cold feet, cold hands. There's lots of reasons. You know, if you wait too long, you won't do it, right? If you're with somebody too long, you won't do it. You know why? Because you know everything everywhere. Where's the mystery? How can you marry someone without an ounce of mystery? And you're thinking, okay, so we're friends. We know each other. Yeah. We're going to be together. And then, but then still that commitment is a little sluggish, right? That commitment from that person. Like, okay, so how long should you be dating with someone before you realize that this person may be a runner or it may be a chaser? Or, I mean, there comes either you stay together or the other ones, or you split. And how can you decide which is which? Which is which? Sometimes you can be, like when you first meet somebody, you're busy, you're doing your thing, and I don't have time to see you today, but I can see you, maybe I'll see you later. Maybe. And that kind of maybe really makes somebody really like, you know, like those breadcrumbs, they feel like you're throwing pumpkin pie at them or something. They go, oh, I'll get this woman, I'll get this man. And then when they finally like get you or you get them, it's like, it's a little rusty. Everything's a little rusty. It doesn't feel as smooth and winnable or even wantable than it did before. Sometimes you just can't help yourself, right? You can't help yourself. And then you go, well, gee, this person wants to live, let's say this person wants to live in New Jersey, for instance. Let's just say. Well, then you say, I don't want to live in New Jersey. I mean, what does that make you? A runner? Or somebody, you get involved with somebody that lives in California. You know, let's say you're in the middle of Chicago, and the person wants to go back to not Chicago, wants to go back to California to go live. And you go, I don't want to, go, those earthquakes and everything. I don't know if I can handle that. I love you. I like you. We have fun together. But living in California where you want to be is not where I want to be. I mean, and all of a sudden it just hits you that maybe you're the one who's running away. Maybe you're the one who doesn't want it. There's so many things like that. There's so many, many things that they could put you in the category of being a runner or a chaser, or you could be, even though you could be with somebody and you didn't really tell them where you want to live, where you want to be. And that too could be a challenging, a game plan, a point of where, when it doesn't work out. So those are all the things that makes you a runner or a chaser. Even sometimes, inadvertently, a runner or a chaser, right? So, you don't know. I mean, sometimes, the fates have other plans. The fates have other plans for you. And you just got to find out. And it seems like there's only one way you do find out. But then again, if you really thought about it, I mean, let's say this guy lived on a boat and, you lived in the city and it was nice to go to his houseboat. But then again, you realize that his plans for the both of you is for the two of you to live on the houseboat. And you go, well, gee, it's pretty cold in the winter. And the constant rocking and rocking and rocking. And then you wonder, well, why can't we just be half and half? But then again, maybe the person wants to be, together 24/7. But you can be there well, I don't really need to be with you 24/7 because, well, just because. There's lots of reasons why you can't be with somebody 24, every day of the week. And then some people have relationships that you go out and work, go do your thing, come back, I'll see you every 3 weeks. It's fine. Or something like that. You don't have to be up. There's so many ways to have a relationship. And those are the things maybe that makes a person a runner or a chaser. That you just decide that, hey, this is good for me. And then you got to think about what is good for you, us, but you, because you're part of the us, right? And then you got to think about yourself. Or maybe you are the runner. Maybe you don't, why? There's so many questions. And of course, each case is individual. But the whole thing is, are you kissing a runner or a chaser? So find out if you're a lover, you're the it for each other. Are you, either one of you, or you yourself, are you the runner or the chaser, or are you kissing a runner or a chaser, or is this it? Now that makes a big difference, right? That makes a big difference. You'd be surprised. Sometimes people think they reach a certain age, they go, well, I gotta get married, or I gotta get into a serious relationship, or it's just, this is what people do. There's nothing about what people do. People do anything. But it's best to see where you're coming from, what you're doing, what you want, and what do you ultimately desire? What do you desire? Some people really get off on just having new things, new flings, new things. Some people like stability. Some people do not like stability. It just varies. It varies a lot. But it doesn't make you a bad person. I mean, a bad person is someone who breaks someone's heart intentionally. But you have to know what your makeup is all about, right? You got to know what you, yourself, can handle. Some people need to be in total control. Some people like the guessing. It's just, it's your life. You could be able to orchestrate it the way you want. You'll find somebody who's like, go with the flow. That's for sure. There's many ways to do it. But you got to figure out what the it is. And if you're kissing a runner or a chaser and you're naive about it, then you should find out. But if you are the runner or the chaser, then you should just straight up. This is how I flow. This is how I operate. And with each scenario, there's a conclusion, correct? Or something, the path, the roadmap, whatever you call it. So this is something that you should be able to find. So if anybody would like a reading about who they're involved with, who is their love, who, I'm available. And we can talk about it. We can see where your life, your relationship will or may not go. And remember, there's two sides to a relationship. There's your side and the other side of the person you're involved with. And there also is the element on both sides of free will, the will to do what they want to do. And if you are still discovering yourself, then that is an even more multifaceted situation. Right. That's even more multifaceted. Hello, how are you, Sky Gaze? How's everything? How are you on this frigid cold Saturday? Frigid cold up here. Cold, 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 cold. How are you doing? It's a good day. It's a good day. I've been straightening up and I still have more straightening up to do. And you know what I'm going to do? I have this mirror. It's about 6 feet tall. Mirror. It's a big one. And I'm going to crack it too because I ran out of glass. I work with glass. So I said, well, I have 2 mirrors, so I'm going to crack this one and use it. But I haven't cracked it yet, but I am going to. And I'm going to crack it into a gazillion pieces because I'm making something and I need it. I need glass. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, there's so much energy around. It's incredible. It's absolutely, it's almost as though we're in like some kind, what do you call it, an egg beater or like, a blender or not even a blender, there's, when you're baking something, well, a mixer. I mean, the air is so alive and so crazy at the same time. The skies are like filled with flashing things. Now it's every time I go out early in the morning too, I see fog and I go sniff, sniff. I smell the fog before I could go out into it. And I wonder, why is there fog? It's freezing cold. It's not a thick fog either. It's not like that fog that everybody's been talking about. But it's still like, I see fog and I go, uh-oh, fog. it's like seeing ice. Right. It's like seeing ice. If you have like there isn't, a driveway, and I have to watch out for the ice patches, and it's pretty slippery up here. There's only a certain kind of shoes you can wear that you're not going to slip in, that kind of thing. But even the snow that in patches, well, there's snow up here, of course. But I mean, if it has ice on top, you gotta it feels like you're walking on like frozen cardboard or something. It's funny. It's funny in a way. I have some food I want to throw outside, but I haven't done it yet. Some like bagels and some popcorn, candy color covered popcorn. But I'm like, if I throw it out too close to the house, then I might get a bear that comes too close. So I want to go outside later when it's dark. So I'm kind of like, what do I want? One time I was up in the mountains and I had this house right off of a cliff, and it was cold there too. I got 9 feet of snow, so I used to throw my recyclable, not my garbage. The you know banana peels and stuff like that. I used to throw it off the cliff, and there was like a couple, like there was a 100 feet drop, right, and then you go further down, and so like I just go heave ho, heave ho, heave ho, heave ho. And then one time, when I guess towards the spring, I came out, and there must have been like 30 big fat raccoons. I can still see those big furry things, all on the opposite side. Is it was a cliff to drop, and then there was some forest down in the bottom, not all the way to the bottom, but halfway to the bottom. And then these fat raccoons have managed to scale the scale the mountain to go get this garbage that's been like frozen until like for months. But it was funny. It was like, whoa. There must. I mean, I never seen so many raccoons at once. It was a sight. Yeah. Have any of you seen a bear lately or anything? Are you up in the mountains, anyone too? Or are you city? I used to live in the city too. And I would live in the city again, but I gotta stick it out in the sticks. Or maybe in the desert. I lived in the desert too. But but now I see myself like here in the United States, I have the mountains, hopefully. But I've been thinking about Texas too. Texas, Texas. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Where do you like to live? I mean, especially with your lover, where would you like to live? What would you feel yourself settling down in? That's a good question. Where could you settle down? If you wanted to settle down, if you weren't a runner or involved with a runner or a chaser or you yourself being. I think I've been a bit of both sometimes myself. Of course I have. I always was, I mean, to me, like where you want to live is very important to your relationship. Even though some people live in the same place their entire life, it's amazing. It's amazing. I could never do that. Well, if anybody would like a reading, I'll be here. Hey. Hi, Blessed. How are you? Hey. Yaskawa. Yaskawini. How are you? How are you? Hey. How's everything? How's February doing you? Anyway, I'm around. Hello, Angel. Hello. How are you? That's a beautiful name. you would like a reading, type in your message and I'll get back to you right away or as soon as possible. I'm here, in and out. February 2025. Sometimes you just need a good cleansing, the spirits.